Okay, I'm back with another story time. I'm going to do a good story time. Something that made me proud story time. Just before I go pick up the little metal pieces out there. I thought I'd do one more. And it's about Arnold's. And a little story about me dad many years ago had a problem with a guy up the road and he was threatening him and accusing him of all sorts of things and attacked him and all that kind of thing. My dad had to go to court for it and we're pretty sure it was the same fella because he was going through these incidents with people in the street at the time and had his car burnt. And it ended up pretty much all those incidents, how I see things. I could be wrong, I have to ask my dad, but I see it, that's what killed his last little drive in life to create his own business and stuff like that. And I thought I'd try to give him a hand. And I was working at Arnold's at the time, had a little bit of cash myself. Actually, I had a little bit of cash because I was saving up for another wheels to drive around town, because I just get what I can and either make it a little bit better, which I usually did, and then I'll get another, I was getting another wheels to drive, and to make that better I was going to try to keep it where I didn't need to go get finance, but in the end I ended up getting finance, which I was talking I wouldn't do, and that's why I think I got karma pretty quick when it come to the kangaroo, because it was something I said I would never do, but I just got sick of fixing things. But I did fix a car to a point where it was going pretty good, and it probably just needed a good engine rebuild, to get it 100% again, because over time engines clog up with stuff, but all the parts all around it and everything was running good, old VT, and got all the receipts and stuff for it. I like to keep things at that time. It was pretty organised, and I never got around to doing that because I decided to get a finance car and I sold it. I was hoping that someone else would get into it and fix it up again, and which I'm pretty sure they were gonna, but they end up having incidents as all life goes, and things don't just work out as they do. But anyway, getting sidetracked once again on my story, back to Arnold's. What happened is I wanted to help my dad out and didn't quite have enough money, and I didn't want to give out all my money in the savings as well. But I wanted to help him out with a bit, and I didn't have enough to buy him a whole vehicle. So what I did is I went to the car yards, and how you hear about if you go take a story to car yards and stuff like that, and we could make a news story out of it too. I thought I could do that, and I went around to a few car yards and asked them if they'll donate a car, and we'll have a story about it, and we'll talk about how you guys are good people and you help out locals and stuff like that to a good cause, and this is a good cause, and I explained it to them. And the place where I got my Holden car, in the end, one place, like, it's closed down now. I forget what it's called. What's that one that closed down now? And it used to be Dick Johnson's restaurant. I remember that, and then it become.
No idea.
Oh, I can't remember the name of it anyway. It was just a little car yard. It took over a place that I've been to a few times, turned into a few different places over the years that I've known about. But anyway, they said to come back, but I never come back, because I come up with another thing to do. And I went to the car yard, the Holden place, where I got my whole car in the end. And that was another reason why I'd go back there. And I sort of thought it was fate, because here's another quick story. I was a Ford fan, and I went to Ford when I went to go first get finance, and the bloke there, didn't feel comfortable, and I didn't feel comfortable with the cars there, and I thought, nah, I'll go to Holden. I've been driving a Holden. This might be a sign to go to Holden, because the car I wanted and all that, the price I wanted, wasn't quite right at Ford. So that's all. Hey, stop looking at you. That's what I say about Ford. And so I went to the Holden place, and because I don't want to, talk too negative about things. I went to the Holden place, and then felt pretty welcome there. Was going to get, a new car, and they go, oh, you want to check out this GT in there? And I said, oh, no. Oh, hang on, that's when I went to go get finance. Sorry, I'm getting off track. That's what I ended up doing when I went to go get finance. I get off this story, and I end up getting finance for my car, and they were good people that helped me out when it come to me getting finance. But I went there, I don't know, 6 months, a year or so earlier. It's a little while earlier. And I asked them, if they can help me out, and they were going to, but they already just previously helped someone out with a fun run, I think it was, or something like that. And it's just they can't do it again. It's just too early kind of thing for them to help out. So I left it at that. And then I went to the Nissan place. I remember going there, and then they said they'll help me out with the finance or something. If you do finance, they might do a deal or something through that. But that's not what I did. So I ended up going to get I got a car. Oh, so what I did is, back to Arnold's, I spoke to my boss about it there, and they end up helping me out to raise some money. And I said, I'll make up some little tins in a raffle, and we'll make a raffle, which we end up doing. A mate of mine ended up winning that, Gary. And we did a raffle, and then I earned $800 or something like that, 700, 600. I can't quite remember what it was exactly. Me and my brother counted it out. And that wasn't quite enough to get a car. So what I did is I went, oh, what can I do? And then even with my savings, I didn't quite have it. Well, I think it was about, what did I have? I had 400 or something like that, 500 up already. And I could have went and got a car straight up, but it would have been needed work. It would have been unregistered and stuff for $1,200 or $1,000 from Parkies. I used to go see Parkies a lot. A good second-hand part dealer that I used to go talk to and chat to about things a lot when it comes to cars. And so what I did is my other car that I already had registered, the one I wanted before I wanted to upgrade, I gave that to Dad. I thought, hey, this is how I come up with make it all work. And if anyone wants to have a go at me how I did things, let me know in comments. But this is what I did. And I thought, hey, I'll make everybody happy the best I can. And what I did is I gave my dad my car, all registered and ready to rock and roll, an old blue, what was that? It was a VT2, blue one. And I gave him that car, and then I went and got the one that needed work that I could get cheap with the money I got, $1,100 or something I paid for, or $1,000, something like that, or $1,200, something like that. And I paid for that, and I have a couple $100 to get some parts, and with my pay I can get some more and fix it up, which is what I did. And gave my dad the other car and got this other car and registered and brought that with the little bit of money that I had with the fund. So that 600 turned into a car ready to rock and roll that you'd probably have to pay 1,500, 1,800, $2,000 for to Dad, and got myself another car with a little bit of nothing. So I don't know if they call that stealing money. I wouldn't call that stealing money, because what I did is I got the donation, said that's not enough, and pulled out what we needed. That's how I seen it. So if anyone says that that's stealing donations, let me know. But that's what I ended up doing, and we donated some money. They ended up getting up to $700 or so, I think it was. I can't quite remember. I have to tell Pete if he remembers too. But it was definitely under $1,000, and I had to put in my savings into it, and then put some more work money into it over the weeks to get it to where it needed to be, the VT. I ended up painting it with black strips and got a body kit for it, stuff like that. But anyway, there you go. Story time. And I'm happy that Arnold's did that good thing for me, and I was proud that they did it for me. I looked up to them for a while for that. And yeah, there you go. So story time. And what I did when it come to raising money and had to get something done. What do you reckon? Did I do the right thing, or should I have done something else? Let me know. I've told my family knew what I did. So anyway, bye-bye. Have a good one. See ya. And have a nice day, don't you, babe? Remember that? Yeah. Worked out in the end. This was a good thing. Bye-bye. Again.